Hi. I would love to ask Bashar a question about their way of making initiatives work. I'm wondering what I could learn from how in Bashar society they organize themselves to pursue a bigger goal, a common goal, yeah, but more bigger goal and common goal. I'm curious how I could translate this to organization development in supporting organizations in their transformations in alignment with the five laws and for people to be able to realize their talents and passions in realizing this bigger goal and creating abundance. I'm also curious how the Trinity manifests in the organizations, especially the neutral one. Thank you.
Well, again, by using the formula, one of the aspects of your life that starts to shape your life is synchronicity. You start to realize that everything is synchronicity. You look at it and experience it in a sense, first and foremost, from a neutral point of view, just recognizing that everything is an orchestration. Everything is connected. There are no accidents. And from that neutral observation that everything is connected, everything is an expression of one thing, then you can start allowing the expression of emotion to ride along with it, to feel the joy of that connection, the joy of that orchestration, the ecstasy of those interconnected communications, and allow yourself to experience the idea of the reflection of synchronicity in your life that says, do this first, do this next, do this now, 1, 2, 3. By bringing the experiences to you in the order in which they contain the highest amount of passion, the highest amount of attraction, the highest amount of curiosity, creativity, inspiration, and joy. Let it organize things in that way. That's how you do that, until suddenly you start functioning in pure synchronism, being always at the right place at the right moment in exactly the perfect timing, interacting with exactly who you need to interact with, doing exactly what you need to do at that particular perfect moment in time. It will happen that way eventually. It may take some practice, that's okay. Let the process unfold naturally. But basically, that's how you do it. You start from the neutral place of understanding everything is an orchestration, whether it appears to be or not. There are no accidents. Everything is connected. There's a reason why everything is happening. It may not always have to do mostly with you. You may be participating in something for someone else, getting something out of it that's more important for them than it is for you personally. But that doesn't mean it's not important that you participate in a gathering that may help someone else make a realization that helps their soul grow and move forward on their path. It's still a dance. It's still an orchestration. You're there for a reason. It's not an accident where you find yourself. So once you start acknowledging it from that balanced point, that neutral point, then you can start finding the things that are personally synchronistic for you as well, because you're included in that dance. And if you open up to it, opportunities and situations will arise that will contain the passion, the curiosity, the attractiveness that will let you know, all right, this one is for you, and this one is for you. But you will still participate in things that are for others as well, because part of the idea is that you are of service to humanity by being part of the orchestration. And then your life just gets organized that way.
Hello.
Good day. Good day.
Good day to you. Nice to meet you, Bashar.
And you as well. What would you like to discuss this day?
Yes. I have a question concerning out-of-body experience.
Yes.
And I've been having many experiences actually, in where I am in the vibrational state at the gate, let's say at the door of moving out of my body.
Yeah.
And also multiple experiences in which I was outside of my body, floating at the ceiling, floating on top of my house.
All right. So what's your question?
My question is, I'm a very curious person, curious being, and I want to explore that realm, but I've never been able, because it happens spontaneously, I've never been able to control it or put myself at ease that I can go easily out of my body.
But you say you're already experiencing being out of your body. So when you actually experience being out of your body, what do you do?
Well, when I'm stuck.
How are you stuck? How do you think you need to explore other realms?
By moving my energetic body somewhere.
No, not by moving. All you have to do is imagine being in another place and you'll be there. You're thinking of it in physical terms. I have to move. You don't. You just have to imagine feeling that you're somewhere else. Picture that you're somewhere else and you will be there. Movement is not the same in those realms as it is in physical reality. So you can't think of it in the way that you would think of it if you were a physical being. So the next time you find yourself floating on the ceiling or floating above your house, imagine another place that you're familiar with, someplace on your planet, or even imagine being out among the stars or being above the earth. Just picture it and you'll be there.
All right.
That's all you have to do.
That's very helpful. Thank you.
Yes.
I would also like to ask another question.
Yes.
And it's concerning here on Earth, at a certain point in life, people start to have children.
Yes, sometimes.
Natural thing that occurs. But I'm 32 right now. Many friends of mine having kids, and I love kids. It's such a joy.
Yes.
But I'm doubtful. And I was wondering.
You're doubtful about what?
To have or not have children.
Then don't worry about it. If you've made an agreement to have children, nothing will stop it from happening at the exact correct time. If you haven't made an agreement to have children, then you won't have children. Just let your life unfold by following the formula, following your passion, and let it happen when you've already agreed that it should, because those things have already been determined by your spirit before you incarnated.
Mm-hmm. And what about birth control? If I take the pills, then I won't,
Don't worry about that either. Again, if you're supposed to have children, then something will happen where you either wind up not taking it and you'll feel that you don't wish to take it, or it won't matter that you take it because things that are supposed to happen can supersede some of the physical elements on your planet anyway. There have been many people that have been told by your doctors they cannot have children, and yet they do. So don't worry about the idea of the physical parameters. Something will synchronistically occur that will make it possible if you've made that agreement. All you have to do is go with the flow and just trust your feelings and instincts at every given moment.
I will. That was a nice thing to hear.
Don't worry about it.
All right. One last question. I'm a dancer and my life is dancing. I teach dance, I perform. Yes. And I notice in the world, the arts in any way, shape, or form are very a necessity, are very well here on this earth. And I was wondering what the meaning of arts in any shape or form is on an earthly level or on a cosmic level.
Art is a basis for self-reflection, for communication, to put one in touch with oneself and how one responds to the art.
Mm-hmm.
So art is a mirror.
Yes. And do you have arts in other?
Absolutely. Many different kinds. I myself am a sculptor, as well as being a first contact specialist.
And how does that visualize? What does that look like?
There are many different things it can look like. We can form certain materials spontaneously that are nanomaterials, what you would call a kind of metallic crystalline substance that can be formed into many different shapes. And the idea is that certain sculptures can be made so that they change shape with the person that is observing it, to literally reflect what is going on in that person in their observation of it. So it literally functions like a kind of symbolic mirror.
So if I'm understanding this correctly, the art that is being shaped by what the person that's looking at it.
Yes.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yes, we think
And I
so.
hope I can experience that.
There are forms that you can create that will react and respond to people in different ways. Some of it may include electronics and so on and so forth, until such time as you actually develop physical materials that will respond the way I am telling you ours respond. But there are many ways to do it. So use your creative imagination and see what you can come up with. Certainly dance itself is something that can be interactive and a two-way street, so that the response of the audience can change the way that you dance in the moment, if you are receptive to the mood of the audience.
Ooh, that's a very nice inspiration.
All right. See
Thank
what
you
you
so
can do
much.
with that.
Yes. Thank you so much, Bashar.
You are so welcome. Anything else?
No, that's it for today.
All right. Then happy dancing.
Thank you so much.
Greetings, Bashar. I was wondering if you could kindly discuss with us what a typical day entails for an adult being on your planet. The reason I'm interested in is most adult humans, especially in the West, have to wear different hats on a given day, between, dividing our time between sleeping, working, being, a family member, such as a parent, a kid, a sibling, etc., and creating some personal time off to find more joy in life. Sometimes it's a bit tricky to wear all these hats, so I was wondering if you would have any words of wisdom in terms of compartmentalizing our day to find that joy, to create that joy more. Thank you.
Again, it's not about compartmentalizing. It's about allowing synchronicity to be the organizing principle so that one experience flows into another more naturally. It's not about finding time to experience personal joy. It's about choosing those things that allow you to experience personal joy in the entirety of your life every moment, even though things may be different expressions at different times, and may be representative of different relationships that you have, and different communications and different experiences that you have, that all fall within the idea of your personal joy. It's not about saying, well, I have to do this and I have to do that, and I get these little tiny moments where I can be personal for myself to find joy for myself. If it's not all joyful, you're not going about it in the way that we suggest by following the formula, and you're not allowing synchronicity to be the organizing principle that allows you to flow smoothly from one event to the other, one experience to the other, in a way that is overall joyful for you. That means you're not being your natural self. So be your natural self. Follow the formula. Let synchronicity organize the things that are important and relevant for your life experience, and you will ultimately discover that every single one of those things can be experienced perhaps in a slightly different way than what you're doing it now, but can be experienced in a joyful way that's correct for you, as well as everyone else involved.
My name is Jennifer. Thanks for everything you do. I wanted to ask you a question about highly sensitive people. In the psychology field here, there's that label for individuals who carry very deep emotions, negative or positive. They are very rigid thinkers. They naturally carry lots of shame and anxiousness. They're detailed-oriented, very imaginative. Their depth of processing is very high, and so they get overstimulated and therefore emotionally reactive. And essentially all their senses are overly heightened. I fit that profile, and so does my 5-year-old. And we've been told that depending on the parenting style, this can enhance their sensitivities, whether in a negative or positive way. So I wanted to ask you, what all can you tell us about highly sensitive people? And what can I do to help my 5-year-old, who is too young to apply your teachings directly, to live a life without so much pain and hardship that can come with having this type of temperament? Thank you so much, Bashar. Take care.
Well, first and foremost, you have to realize that there will always be a few exceptions to what we are about to say. That being said, the majority of people on your planet who function this way are the result of very deep trauma. They have been traumatized to such a degree that they have become overly sensitive as a warning system to avoid anything that might trigger the trauma experience within themselves. So it mostly comes from the idea of deep personal trauma. Now, the idea for someone very young that's exhibiting this, to some degree, it can be that the soul decided that they're going to be a reflection of you going through your experience of personal trauma, and so they're reflecting it to you, they're exhibiting it as well, because they're picking it up from you and throwing it back at you to show you what you're experiencing, to show you that it's something you need to deal with. That can be one of the reasons that very young children may be experiencing the symptoms of the same kind of trauma that the adult parent is experiencing. At the same time, some of the things that can be done about this is to provide environments that stimulate the child's ability to exercise their creative imagination, to think of alternative ways in which they can respond or react to certain situations that they would otherwise react to in a highly sensitive way. So you have to be creative and imaginative enough yourself to invent scenarios, to take them through in a playful way, these scenarios, to get them to utilize their creative imaginations about how to problem solve in certain situations that they might otherwise react to in an overly traumatized, highly sensitive way. So you have to stimulate their creative imaginations either with stories or some kind of interactive experience that gets them to dig deep into their creative resources to come up with alternative paths, alternative ways to think of how else, what other ways could you solve this situation, could solve this problem, this challenge? Is there some other way your imagination can come up with to face this challenge so you don't feel so overly sensitized and reactive to it? I'm paraphrasing, but you get the idea.
Hello.
All right. Good day. Good day.
Good day. I'm excited and honored to be here with you.
As are we with you.
So I have a question about deserving and receiving.
Yes.
I have noticed that I really struggle with feeling like I deserve to receive.
Why?
Why?
Yes. Where did you learn that from? Where did you pick up the idea that you don't deserve to receive?
I imagine it's from my family.
All right. You understand that you are receiving all the time, otherwise you wouldn't be having a physical reality experience, yes?
That is correct, yes.
So you must believe you deserve to receive something.
Yes.
Or you would be experiencing nothing.
That is correct. Okay.
I know, that's why I said it. So you see the paradox here?
Yeah.
So the question isn't, do you deserve to receive? It's, what is it that you deserve to receive that's different from the things you're already willing to believe you deserve to receive? What makes them different?
I imagine I need to earn the things I prefer to receive.
Well, in some senses, that can be accurate, but what does earn actually mean? Earning doesn't have to be suffering or struggling. Earning can simply be the result of being willing to take an action in a direction that will allow you to receive something, because you have to put out in order to get back. So just the willingness to take the action can be earning what you receive from that action. It can be that simple.
Yes. I think
so why are you making earning such a struggle?
I think what it is that I feel intrinsically I'm not enough to deserve the things I prefer to receive.
Can you give us an example of what you prefer to receive?
Okay. I'll give an example that's closest to my heart.
Yes, please.
When my son was a newborn and smiled at me, I felt I did not deserve that. So that's love. That was an expression of love that's how I felt like I was receiving love, and I did not earn that love just by being his mother.
I see. And why not?
Because the voice in my head said, he doesn't know who I am.
Yes, he does. He knew who you were way more than he knows it now. Because children, when they're first born, are still very connected to spirit. And they can see who you actually are. Therefore, his smile was absolutely proof that you deserve to be loved. Now, let's explore this and examine this from another point of view, shall we?
Yes.
All right. And by the way, if you find yourself emotional and crying, that's a good sign.
Thank you.
You know what we've said about that?
It's a release of something.
Yes. Anytime physically you hold on to a belief, there has to be a physical component in your body that represents that belief. That's usually in the chemistry of your body. So if you're letting go of a belief, you have to wash that chemical component out of your system, and that usually happens through tears, though it can happen in other ways as well. So they're tears of release.
Yes.
All right? So that's fine. If you feel yourself welling up, just let it flow. All right?
Thank you.
Now, I'm going to assume quite safely, I might mention, that I'm having a conversation with someone who actually exists. Yes?
Yes.
You're certain you exist, yes?
Yes.
All right. Pretty certain or really certain that you exist?
I'm really certain.
All right. Do you understand that creation doesn't make mistakes?
Yes.
Do you really understand that?
I don't think I do.
All right. Do you understand that if creation actually made a mistake, it would collapse under its own weight?
I think I understand that. Yes.
Creation is not complicated, but it's so complex, so interwoven, exists on so many different levels, including parallel realities and multiverses and so on and so forth, that if there was an error in any of that, the whole thing would just collapse in on itself, and it wouldn't really exist in the way that it does. It wouldn't be capable of maintaining its existence. Do you understand?
Yes.
It's like having a weak link in something that needs every single component to be equally strong with every other component so that it can maintain its shape. You have certain games that exist on your planet that explore this idea. Whereas if you remove one thing, the whole thing falls apart.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So you are one of those components. You exist. And that means creation absolutely needed you to exist in order for it to be complete. Otherwise, it would be incomplete without you. Just by definition of the fact that you exist, you're worthy and deserving of that existence. You are necessary to existence itself. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. So by saying, I'm not deserving to be who I am not deserving of the vibrational frequency of existence itself, which you translate as unconditional love in human terms. That's what unconditional love is. The actual frequency of existence itself. You follow?
Yes.
That's how you translate it in your physical reality. So by the fact that you exist, existence itself, creation itself, all that is itself says you deserve to experience this unconditional love. By saying you don't deserve that, you are singling yourself out of all of creation as the only component that doesn't belong in creation. You are arguing with creation about the fact of your existence, and I guarantee you, you will never win that argument because you cannot cease to exist. That's your fundamental state. That which exists cannot become that which is non-existent, because by definition, non-existence doesn't exist. There's nowhere for existence to go. So, by the very fact that you exist, all that is telling you you deserve to, and you deserve the unconditional vibrational love of existence itself in order for you to continue to be a component that is vital to all of existence. So stop arguing with creation, because in actual fact, though that may seem to be the idea of, oh, I don't deserve this, may seem to be a very humble idea, it's actually the most arrogant idea you can express. Because you're saying, I alone out of all of creation am the only one that doesn't deserve to be loved. That's very arrogant. Do you want to be arrogant?
No, I do not.
Then will you be willing to accept that you deserve to love yourself?
Yes.
And that you don't have to do anything to deserve that other than the fact that you exist. That's your foundation. That's where you start from. That you deserve unconditional love by the fact that you exist. There is no other reason you need. None. It's a fundamental, built-in thing to your existence itself. Now you have the free will, as you have discovered, to say, I don't deserve it. But do you see the paradox in that? You are so unconditionally supported, so unconditionally loved, that you are given the free will to believe you're not loved.
Yes.
That's how loved you are. That you can think, even, I'm not loved. That's how loved you are, that you're allowed to think that. So, which do you prefer?
I prefer to feel loved.
Nothing stops you from understanding that that's your fundamental, essential core frequency. Because you are part of existence, and existence itself is the vibration of unconditional love. So, that's your nature. That's your natural, essential state. And then you go from there. So, if you begin that way, if you are that way, if that's your fundamental nature, it's up to you to decide how to experience that unconditional love. You can create a scenario, as you have been doing, where you choose to deprive yourself of that feeling, but understand you're using that unconditional love to create a feeling that you're not loved. So if you don't prefer that anymore, if you're tired of playing that game, you can, with absolutely no fanfare, no other reason, no earning scenario, you can simply decide, you know, I'm done with that. I'll just go back to my natural state of knowing, not just believing, knowing that I'm unconditionally loved, and then say, well, now what else would I like to do with that? Because you've already been using it to pretend that you're not loved. And if you're tired of that, you can now decide to do something else with the unconditional love that is yours. Because everyone has it, because you are part of existence. So what would you rather do with it?
I would rather receive it. I would rather.
But you see, that's what I'm saying. It's not even an issue of receiving it. You are it.
Yes.
You don't even have to receive it. You're made of it. It's not about receiving it. It's about what do you want to do with it?
Just be it.
Be it in all the things that you do. That's why we give you the formula that says act on your passion. Because then you're using the unconditional love you are made of to do things that expand creation. So don't wait to receive it. It's already what you're made of. You don't need to receive it. It is you. Does that help?
Yes.
No, all right. Are you breathing a little easier?
Yes, I am. And I'm thinking about when you said to burn the bridge behind you.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Bashar. I really appreciate you.
Do you now understand how to feel at this moment the smile your child gave you when it was born?
I feel it in my heart.
Do you feel and understand that that was existence itself smiling at you?
I feel that right now, yes.
All right. Then choose to stay in that feeling if you wish. It's up to you. Because again, you are unconditionally loved enough to choose whatever it is that works for you. You're the one in charge. What you say goes. All right?
Yes.
All right. We thank you. Our unconditional love to you. And good day.
Good day. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Hello, Bashar. I would like to ask you about the incident where I had what appeared to be a concrete shard manifest itself in my back garden following what sounded like some sort of a lightning strike when I was suddenly awoken. I'm curious as to the origin of this object and whether I should or should not have accepted this as some form of gift and brought it into my home. You and I both know where that currently rests should its purpose be revealed and it be positive. Thank you.
This is simply a reflective symbol for you that energy and matter are exchangeable and interchangeable, as your own Einstein said. The idea of a lightning strike, an energy strike of some form, can concretize matter in that way. So it functions for you as a permission slip symbol to understand that your own energy can manifest into physical reality that quickly if you are your true self. It's a symbol and a reflection of that ability of quick manifestation if you are willing to be your true self and allow your energy to flow in a superconductive way. But these kinds of things can happen in your reality, where bolts of energy can suddenly allow matter to be fused in such a way that it creates these kinds of objects, these kinds of shards.
Hello, Bashar. I have a question. I am really interested in shamanism. And in my trip through Mexico and Peru last month, I experienced what they call in shamanism soul retrievals. Some of my essences, my soul essences, I lost somewhere along the way in my life came back to me by recognizing the process of the soul loss of the particular quality which made me reconnect with that essential part of me. Can you maybe explain a bit more about the concept of soul loss in relation to traumas? And how do you see this technique to make ourselves whole again? Or is there no way of not being whole? Thank you so much.
Again, this involves paradox. There is no way of not being whole, but by being whole, you actually have the power to create the appearance and the illusion of not being whole, of losing something or losing connection to something. But you're using the connection to create an experience of not having a connection. And that's the paradox. And it can serve a purpose for you to go through those experiences so you can rediscover yourself from a new point of view and expand your understanding of your soul and your soul's path so your soul can grow and expand and accelerate. But you never actually can lose connection to your soul. It's not possible because you are a soul. You don't have a soul, you are a soul. But again, because you are always connected to Source, you can, through its unconditional support, play the game of not having that connection. You can play the pretend illusion of losing in that touch, being in touch with yourself in that way. But it's only temporary for the purpose of rediscovering yourself by going through a process that allows you to have that new perspective and to then emerge as a different person. So you're using your connection to pretend you don't have one so you can regain it and become a different person that is more representative of the full soul that you always are. This is the earth game. This is the earth forgettingness so you can remember who you are from a new point of view. That's just another way of what you're describing as the shamanism and the idea that trauma allows you to feel disconnected so that you can learn how to regain that connection that you've always had, but don't feel like you've always had. So that you know you are self-empowered enough to create a transformative experience to bring yourself back into the awareness that that connection is always there and it's not something you can actually lose, not literally, but you can pretend that you have. We would ask all of you to become relaxed, let go of the cares of the day. Just open up to the idea that we have discussed of volunteering to do something that you are not used to doing. Something that will allow you to engage yourself more deeply in society in a positive way, to be of service, to be of help to humans, to the trees, to the animals, to the earth itself, in putting forward positive energy in ways that are helpful, assistive, beneficial, beautiful, loving, and in and of themselves, part of the orchestration of all that is. Go and volunteer. At whatever rate, however often, you feel that it is something that attracts you, but at least give it a chance. Do it once, see if it appeals to you. Try different things, volunteer in different ways with different people. Build houses for the homeless. Plant trees where trees have been cut down. Help animals return to health who have been injured or abused. Feed the hungry. Tell stories. Beautiful, positive stories. Loving stories. Stories of transformation to those who cannot read for themselves. Help. Serve. You may find more passions in this than you ever imagined you would. You may find new callings in some of this that you can add to the expressions of your passions in life. You can help the world breathe easier. Allow yourself to flow in this direction. Again, try it once. Try it twice. Try it thrice. It's up to you. But walk that path if you wish to be part of the Interstellar Alliance, social experiment, volunteer core, and uplift your world. Uplift yourself, uplift your vibration, and bring light into others' lives who may be experiencing some degree of darkness, some degree of hopelessness. Bring light and illuminate those dark corners. Be the light in the world. Breathe into this. Volunteer. Be of assistance, even to families, even to friends, and to strangers who are doing good works. It all makes a difference in terms of how you connect and stitch the world together into different fabrics that form the tapestry of humanity. Our unconditional love to you all. Aveo. In service to you we are. In service to each other you can be. Good day. Welcome home.